Jai Hind to all of you. Today we are going to study a very important topic of control system, that is block diagram reduction method. This topic is under control system KC 6003, which is a third year 6th semester syllabus of AKTU. Moving towards block diagram. What is a block diagram? It is basically a pictorial representation of a system, and it gives only the input output relationship of any system, that is cause effect relationship, and will not describe anything or any component details of the system. The arrowhead representation is used to show the direction of signal, whereas the rectangular block consists of the mathematical description or transfer function of system. For example, if this is the block diagram of a differential system, then we can say that y is the output, which is d by dt of input, that is x. So we can say that y is equal to d by dt of xt. Now, in case of block diagram, there are certain terms which need to be remembered. The one very important term is called as summing point. Summing point is represented by a small circle wherein two or more than two inputs are added or subtracted. For example, if we consider this small circle called as summing point, the two inputs are x and y, which are added together so to generate output x plus y. Or if the sign is minus, then it generates an output x minus y. As I can say that it can take more than two inputs. So if there are three inputs x, y, z, then it will generate output x plus y plus z. Summing point can also be represented by a cross within. The next important term is takeoff point. If the same signal is given to more than one block, then takeoff point are used to generate the same signal multiple times. For example, consider an example of this system. The input is x1 and x2. Gain is a1 and a2, which is represented by square block. So we can design this system as a1, input is x1. So the output will be a1, x1. Second block gain is a2, input is x2. So the output will be a2, x2. Since these two inputs are added, so we take a summing point plus and another input, which is, we can say 5, which can be taken as minus, then this output is x3. So this is the overall simple block diagram of this equation. As we can see here, a1 x1 plus a2 x2 minus 5 is equal to x3. This is another example considering xn as output and the equation a1 x1 plus x2 a2 x2 plus dot 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 an minus 1 into xn minus 1. So a1 to an minus 1 are the gain of each branch, with x1 to xn minus 1 as the inputs. So the first input, that is a1 x1, so a1 is the gain of this block, input x1, so output will be a1 x1. Similarly, a2 is the gain, x2 input, so the output will be a2 x2. And similarly, dot 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 last is a n minus 1 gain, x n minus 1 input. So the output will be a n minus 1 into x n minus 1. Since these all values are added together, so we can use a summing block which adds all the inputs with a plus sign and generate output. As I have already told you that this summing block can add two or more inputs. So here there are 1 to n minus 1 inputs in this summing block. So consider this as an example. Here the input is x1. First of all, this input is differentiated, that is d by dt, which generates d by dt of x1. Then this is passed through a gain of a1, which generates a1 into d by dt of x1. and then this input x1 is integrated to generate integration of x1, which is again passed through a gain of 1 by b, and these two values are added, so there is a summing point at the output to generate x2. So we can simply say the block diagram of above equation is d by dt of x1 multiplied by a1 plus integration of x1 multiplied by 1 by p, and these two blocks are added at the output using a summing point. In similar way, if we have to draw the block diagram of the second equation, what all terms we will require? Two differentiator blocks, two gain blocks a1 and 3, and one gain block of minus b. So if we draw this diagram using the same input x2 as I have generated from this block, so I can say that using same diagram, x1 which is passed through differentiator block d by dt, then a1 block, then this x1 is passed through integral block, then gain block 1 by b, and then these two values are added to generate x2. Now using these two signals x1 and x2, we will generate x3. So d by dt of x1, this signal, is passed through a multiplier block of gain 3. So we generate 3 into d by dt of x1. Then this x2 signal is passed through 2 d by dt blocks to generate d2 x2 by dt2, which is again multiplied by a1 block to generate a1 into d2 x2 by dt2. This x1 value is also passed through a gain of b to generate b into x1, and all these three values are added through a summer block to generate x3. So this is the overall block diagram of second equation using first equation. So we can easily say that we can design a block diagram using an equation by simply passing input to output through all the blocks, and the blocks are given directly in the equation. For example, using x1 we can generate x2 by using equation 1, and then using x2 and x1 we can generate x3 using equation 2. So this is the overall block diagram of equation 2. Now before moving further, we have to know about the feedbacks also. How to generate the equation of a feedback control system. First of all, what do you mean by feedback? There are three paths in any control system: input to output, that is forward path, and output to input, that is feedback path, and these two values are added or subtracted to generate a error signal. So here G is forward path gain, H is feedback path gain, R is input, C is output, B is feedback signal which is fed back to input, and E is the error difference signal between input and output. So if we talk about negative feedback, that is if we consider a negative sign, then we can say that E, error signal, is input minus feedback signal. Here error signal C is equal to error signal multiplied by G, or we can say that error signal is output divided by forward path gain. The feedback output B is C multiplied by H. We can rearrange these values to generate C in bracket 1 by G plus H is equal to R, or we can say that C by R, that is output upon input, which is called as gain or transfer function, is equal to G upon 1 plus GH. Now if we take the transfer function with a plus sign, then it becomes minus sign. So this is the overall gain of any feedback control system. G upon 1 plus GH for negative feedback and 1 minus GH for positive feedback. So this formula is used a lot of times to solve a block with forward and feedback path. Now we move towards a small example. Consider here a feedback control system with G as K upon 1 plus K into S plus 1, H as 0.1, then the overall transfer function will be, since it's a negative feedback, so G upon 1 plus GH, which is equal to K upon 1 plus K multiplied by S plus 1 plus. Before moving towards block diagram reduction technique, we need to understand the certain rules of block diagram reduction. The first one is the cascade rule. When two or more blocks are connected in cascade, then the overall transfer function of this is replaced by a single block with the gain, that is multiplication of individual block gains, that is G1 into G2. Similarly, if two blocks are connected in parallel, then the gain will be replaced by addition of all the gains, that is G1 plus G2. So consider a simple example here. As we can say that G1 and G4 are in cascade, so they can be replaced by a single block, that is G1 into G4. So we will replace. Now when we take the forward path as G1 plus into G4 and feedback as H1, then this overall block can be replaced by G upon 1 plus GH, where G is G1 G4 and H is H1. So the overall gain will be G1 G4 upon 1 plus G1 G4 H1, 1 minus G1 G4 H1. So now we will replace all the three functions, that is this feedback element, by G1 G4 upon 1 minus G1 G4 H1, these two parallel branches by G2 plus G3, then this will be the overall block diagram. These two blocks are again replaced by a cascade function, that is multiplication. So G1 G4 into G2 plus G3 upon 1 minus G4 G1 G4 H1. And since again it will be in a feedback form where it is G and this is H, so which can be replaced by G1 into G4 into G2 plus G3 upon 1 minus G1 G4 H1 plus this numerator value, that is G1 G4 into G2 plus G3 multiplied by H2. So we can simply replace this overall block by G upon 1 plus GH, where G is G1 G4 into G2 plus G3 upon, when we take G into H and 1 plus, then this function will be 1 minus G1 G4 H1 plus G1 G4 H2 G2 plus G3. So this is the overall block diagram or overall function of this block diagram. Now we take another example of this case. The forward path function, since these two blocks are in cascade, it becomes K into 1 by S plus 1, which is multiplied by S. So the gain will become K upon S plus 1 G upon 1 plus G, that is K upon S plus 1 into H, that is S, which becomes K into S plus 1 plus K into S. This block again will become G and H becomes 0.1. So it will be replaced, the overall block will be replaced by G, that is K upon 1 plus G multiplied by H, that is 0.1, which becomes 0.1 k. So this is the overall transfer function of this singular block. As we can say here, this is the function. When we solve it, it becomes k by s plus 1, that is k upon 1 plus k into s plus 1. As we have solved it here, 1 plus k is into 1. Then 0.1 feedback, which gives out the overall value as shown here. Now, moving towards another example. We have already solved this. We will take another example here. The first feedback path is forward path g and feedback path is s upon s plus 1. So the overall transfer function of this single block is k upon g upon 1 plus gh, यानी कि 1 plus k multiplied by h, that is s upon s plus 1. I hope it is quite clear to all of you. G upon 1 plus gh, where g is k. So g at k upon 1 plus k into h, that is s upon s plus 1. When we will solve this function, it gives g as k into s plus 1 upon s 1 plus k plus 1. S plus ks plus 1. Now again we take the feedback as 0.1 upon s plus 1. So it becomes, this whole block will become g, that is k into s plus 1 upon 1 plus g, that is k into s plus 1 upon s into 1 plus k into 1 into h, that is 0.1. Or in this 1, in place of this 1, it becomes s multiplied by 1 plus k plus 1 multiplied by 1 plus s. So this is the overall transfer function of this block. To solve further, this 1 upon 1 s plus 1 is in cascade. So we will multiply it by 1 upon s plus 1, which cancels out these two terms. So this is the overall transfer function of this particular block. We can easily solve using cascade and parallel. Now we will move towards further two rules, that is moving summing point ahead or behind of block and moving takeoff point ahead and behind of block. So when we take an example of moving a summing point after a block, the feedback gain is simply multiplied by forward path transfer function. So the feedback gain, which is 1 here, it becomes multiplied by g, that is g. And if we have to move a summing point behind a block, then the feedback gain is divided by forward path transfer function, that is 1 by g. Similarly, for takeoff point, the rule is opposite. That is, if we have to move a takeoff point after a block, feedback gain is divided by forward path transfer function. And if we have to move a takeoff point behind the block, after to behind, then the feedback gain is multiplied. So we have to learn only single rule for summing point, and takeoff point is reverse of that. For summing point, if we have to move a summing point after a block, feedback gain is multiplied by forward path transfer function. And to move a summing point behind a block, feedback gain is divided by forward path transfer function. And for takeoff, it's just the reverse. We have already seen the case of feedback. Now if the two summing points are in cascade or in neighbor, they can be simply interchanged without any modification. That is, if there is a first summing point and second summing point. We can simply interchange them. B becomes first and A becomes second. There is no problem in this. So using all these things, we can solve this question. Here, there are various techniques, but to show you the example of swapping, I will move this summing point behind the block. If we have to move the summing point behind the block, the feedback gain, that is H2, is divided by forward path transfer function, that is G1. So if we move this block here, this H2 is divided by G1. So this is the case. The forward path transfer function is moved previous and this H2 is divided by G1. Now we can see that G1 and G2 are in cascade, so it becomes G1, G2. And we will interchange these two summing points since they are in neighbor. So G1, G2, and then once we interchange these two blocks, it becomes like this. Now it is a feedback path. This can be simply replaced by G1, G2 upon 1 plus G1, G2, H1. So this is the answer, G1, G2 upon 1 minus G1, G2, H1. And now this block will become in cascade with G3, which can simply replace G1, G2 into G3 upon 1 minus G1, G2, H1. So this is the overall transfer function. And then again we can solve it using feedback path where G becomes this, H becomes this. So the overall transfer function will be G upon 1 plus GH. So this will be the answer. And again there is a feedback. Here H is equal to 1. G is equal to this function, and we can again solve it as G upon 1 plus GH. So the overall transfer function will become this. We take one more example. You can see from this diagram, there are various methods to solve this case. Initially, we will either take this, there is a summing, this take off. So either we can take this take off towards right or towards left. Both are equally okay because then G2 and G3 will become in cascade. So initially we move this takeoff point here. Since the takeoff point is moved behind the block, so feedback gain is multiplied by forward path transfer function, that is G2. And once we move it behind, so these two blocks will become in cascade, G2, G3, and then it will become in parallel with the G4, so it becomes G2, G3 plus G4. So we can see once we move this towards behind the block, H1 is multiplied by G2. This branch will be cut off. Then G2 and G3 will become in cascade, and with G4 it becomes in parallel. So this will become the overall function. Now again we take this takeoff point after the block. When we take the takeoff point after the block, it is divided by forward path transfer function, that is 1 upon G4 plus G2, G3. And once we take it after the block, then it becomes a feedback path. So once we take this takeoff point after the block, it becomes a feedback with gain G as G4 upon G2 plus G3 and H as H2. So it becomes G upon 1 plus GH. That is G4 plus G2 G3 upon 1 plus G4 plus G2 G3 into H2. When we solve this function, then it becomes in cascade with G1. So G1 into G2 plus G3. And in this way, we cancelled out this, and the overall feedback path becomes H1 into G2 upon G4 plus G3. So this will be the feedback function. And once we solve this feedback function with respect to this, it becomes a feedback path where G1 multiplied by this whole function is G and H is this one. So the value will come out to be G1 into G4 plus G2 upon 1 plus G1, G2, H1 plus H2, G4 plus G2, G3. And again there is a feedback of unity, so it becomes G and it becomes H, which is equal to 1. So we will again solve and This comes out to be the overall transfer function. I hope these methods are quite clear to all of you. Now we will take few more examples of BDR so that you all can easily understand how to find out the transfer function using BDR. So we will take another example. It's quite a simple example. Herein there is a feedback function with G as G2, H as H2. So the function will be G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2. This is also a feedback function where H1 is in feedback for G1 and H3 is in overall feedback. So G1 upon 1 plus G1 H1, and these two blocks are in cascade. So G1 G2 upon 1 plus G1 H1, 1 plus G2 H2. So this will be the overall function. Once we move this overall function, solve this function and move it, the overall functional block diagram will become like this. G1 G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2, and then once we take off the feedback, since here we will move this takeoff point behind the block, so when we take the takeoff point after the block, it is divided by this gain, and then these two blocks will come in cascade. These two will be in parallel. These two values will be added to get the overall feedback, and then we will solve it for overall transfer function. Another example using forward path and feedback path. We can simply take this takeoff point after the block, and after this, once we take this takeoff point after the block, the feedback gain will be divided by forward path transfer function, that is 1 by G4. So H3 and H2 both will be divided by G4, and these two blocks will come in cascade, that is G3 G4, and then there is a feedback. So G3 G4 upon 1 plus G3 G4 H4. So we move this towards left, both are divided by G4. These two blocks will come in cascade and G3 G4 into H4. So we will solve it using the feedback function. Once we solve it, it will become in cascade with G2. So G2 G3 G4 upon 1 plus G3 G4 H4. This is the function. Then it becomes in feedback with G3 upon H3 upon G4. So we will solve this block again to get the overall function, which is again in feedback cascade with G1. So G1 into this overall function, and then once we solve, this will be become the forward path, and the second one, the sum or subtraction of these two, since both are in parallel, the subtraction of these two will become the feedback, which is again fed back to the input. So the forward path will be given by this one, and the feedback path will be given by this one. So the forward path function will be G2 G3 G4 upon 1 plus G3 G4 H4 into G2 G3 H3. Then these two paths will be added, H2 by G4 minus H1. So this will be the feedback, and we will solve it to find out the overall function. So I hope all the rules of BDR are quite clear to all of you. We can take few more examples here. As shown in the diagram, we can take this takeoff point ahead of block. Then the G2 and G3 will become in cascade. When we take this takeoff point ahead of block, it is divided by G3, then G2 G3, and then feedback H2. So G2 G3 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H2. So once we do it, it becomes in feedback, and this is divided by G3 as shown here. And this will be the overall function. As we can see from this diagram, G2 into G3, and then this feedback, and then this feedback. These all the values are solved, and then this will become in cascade with G1. Once we solve it, it becomes in cascade with feedback with H1 by G3, and once we solve this whole diagram, it will become in parallel with G4. So as shown here, G2, G3, H2, and then there is a feedback H1 by G3. To solve this overall G2, G3, then feedback can be added. These two branches are in parallel. So H1 by G3 plus H2, and we can solve this whole block to get this, which is in cascade with G1. So G1 into G2, then the feedback H1 by G3, and then this whole block is in parallel with G4. So plus G4. So this is the overall transfer function of BDR method. We can go on for n number of questions in this regard, but I would like to stop this discussion here only and left this question for you all guys to solve and get the overall transfer function. I will simply give you a small hint. If we take this takeoff point ahead, then it will be restricted by a summing point. So we will take off this takeoff point here, then these two blocks will be in cascade, and then this will be in feedback with H2. So we will solve this, then this will become in cascade with G1. When we multiply it with G1, there is a feedback with H1, so we will solve this, and after that there is a last feedback of 1, then we will get the overall transfer function. So I hope you all will be able to solve this question, and I would like to ask you all to solve this question and write the answer in comment section. I will skip this topic, and there are some more questions I can show you so that you can easily solve these questions. For example, if we talk about this example, G2 and G3 are in cascade, then we can say that all these values can be added with their signature. That is, if we talk about minus, so H1 minus H2 plus H3 will be in feedback, and G2, G3 is in cascade. And we can easily solve it. Then after the last section, we will multiply with G1. So we can easily solve this question. Now moving towards this example, we can see here that this is the feedback section. Once we solve it, then it becomes in parallel with, in cascade with, when we take this takeoff point here, there will be a feedback, and this is a parallel branch. Once we solve this, then it will be in cascade with G1, and then there is a feedback from H1. And I will stop our discussion here only. You all will try to solve the 3 to 4 questions at the end of these slides and try to add the answer in the comment section. I hope the BDR reduction method is quite clear to all of you. And again, I am just summarizing the rules. That is, block diagram is just a pictorial representation of IO relationship of any system. To express any complex system, we use reduction method to simplify its block diagram. In block diagram, there are certain things, that is block, which shows the IO relationship, summing point, which shows the addition or subtraction of multiple inputs, and takeoff point from where same signal can be fed to multiple branches. Now about rules when 2 or more blocks are in cascade, the overall transfer function is just replaced by a single block with multiplication of each block gain. When 2 or more blocks are in parallel, the overall transfer function is simply replaced by the addition of individual gain. If we move the summing point after a block, feedback gain is multiplied by forward function gain. And when we move the summing point behind a block, the feedback gain is divided by forward pi transfer function. For takeoff point, the method is just reversed. That is, for takeoff point, if we have to move a takeoff point after a block, the feedback gain is divided by forward path transfer function. And if we have to take a takeoff point behind a block, the feedback gain is multiplied by forward path transfer function. And when 2 or more summing points are in adjacent to each other, they can be simply interchanged. So these are the various rules using which we can simply reduce any block diagram to get a overall transfer function or to convert it into a single block. So thank you all. I hope you all will be able to solve the BDR questions very easily from now onwards. Thank you.